Hey guys, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. I don't usually do these this late, but we just got in thanks to one of the awesome attorneys that I work with, Kevin Grimes over at Thompson Burton. Just shot this over to me from the Federal Trade Commission. But iMarketsLive, IM Academy, whatever their new name is, just just got hit pretty hard in the state of Nevada, which is where Chris Terry resides, and the FTC themselves. Now, this alleges, as you guys can see, that they have been defrauding consumers since 2018, and that's when I left the company as the head of compliance. There is I think right at January 2019 because we could not get stuff to change. And it's like, man, this is just a mess. But we had talked about the income disclosure statements. We put one together. It was the first and the last that they ever had. And since then, massive amounts of their top people have left the company and been sued. Some of the educators, some of the people in the field. But the concerns that I had then just went unheard of. They eventually let go of a lot of their corporate staff as well that had been working with them to go other places. And we constantly are telling people, look at facts. And this is something clear back in the beginning. And I started working with them somewhere around 2016. And we said this from day one. You cannot have educators, traders, trainers, whatever you want to call them, that are just trading in what's called mirror accounts. In other words, you're not using your own money because no matter what anybody tells you, and I have got dear friends in the Forex education, I've got dear friends that have Forex trading bots. I've studied this inside and out. Matter of fact, Chris and I spent countless hours at his condo in Vegas where I would watch him in those early days do the trading. And he was doing late night trainings, all kinds of stuff, but that went away. As the company grew and more people started getting their fingers into it, it just went south. And I have been, I was interviewed for an article that came out from Bloomberg Magazine over a year ago. Newsweek is bringing out a documentary, and I've shot footage for that documentary because we have seen people in the Forex trading, not just at iMarketsLive or IML. We've seen this across the board. They go into countries because there is no auto ship, there is no product you put on the ground. And some of these kids, some of these young adults start really getting into the hype because they're building, they're growing, they're doing all this stuff, but it's not making them any money. All they're doing is hyping it up. And in this come here, these complaints say over I think it was $1.8 billion they have taken from consumers. That may be one of the largest that we've seen. As a lot of you guys know, um, I was a consultant working with Zeke Rewards over a decade ago. And when that company got hit and was brought down, they brought in over $1 billion. So this is sad to see because I wish people could learn from the past mistakes that others made. Do not do something that is illegal. Do not do something that's going to defraud the consumer. I learned the hard way. That's why I have a sanction from the SEC. I don't hide that anywhere. And all I was an outside consultant for that company. In this case here, when the writing was on the wall and things weren't changing, when there were manipulations inside the comp plan, when I learned that the software wasn't actually working the way it was supposed to work, when we realized that there wasn't people making money from this education, and some of them are pretty good, but a lot of them left. There's several of the educators that left and launched their own education companies that are doing well. I've got a good friend of mine who was never with this company, Matt Ward. Matt ran a Forex trading company, education company for many years, and he kind of taught me and showed me some things. And it's like this was one of the this is one of the investments that I could never master because you have to do this and you have to pay attention to the trades. And yet so many people were told, oh, all you got to do is let it just use our software and it's going to help you out. And that's not what happened. And the evidence now has pointed to that. And I think that's why we've seen an exodus of lots of teams from IML. We've seen them spread out and go over into My Daily Choice, GFU, other companies these guys have gone to. And I want to warn those companies. There are some great people that were with iMarketsLive, with IM Academy, with whatever the new rendition is. But there's also some people there that did not care about educating. They did not care about becoming a student of Forex trading whatsoever, let alone crypto and everything else. So I caution people, don't just uh, try to mimic what Chris Terry did. Chris battled a lot of wars in the early days, but lately, obviously since 2018, there has been, uh, according to the complaint, massive amounts of consumer fraud. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times we will see how the courts ride this out. But there is so much that has happened inside that company. There are so many people, from software developers to the top ranking educators to top ranking field executives, if you will, that have left that company, launched their own companies. I think it's something to pay attention to. I have some dear friends that when they joined that company, they made money learning from the education. And today they make more money from Forex trading in their own accounts than they ever did at network marketing or anything else. There's a lot of crap that went in this company because people would talk about easy money, talk about how fast they could make money here and you could leave your other network marketing company. It was portrayed to be the new network marketing company, the way it was going to be so the rank and file could make money. And I'm telling you, as the evidence comes out, you're going to find more and more that this wasn't what it was cracked up to be. And it's interesting because Online Trading Academy, which was not a network marketing company, was sued by the SEC and lost for probably some of the same reasons that we're going to see here. Now, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to shut this down now. This is just breaking. We're going to pull the complaint. I will probably do an extensive video sometime first of the week on this. I'm going to talk with the reporters from Bloomberg and Newsweek, see if there's anything there that we can put out with this that can help give a backstory, help in other countries. Kids have gone to jail because of this, and Chris Terry and the company never did anything about it. I watched I watched the executive team say, look, if people leave their money in their wallets and they don't take it out, and this is earned commissions, we're just going to take it back from them. There was a lot of crap. And when I shot my video and said, I'm resigning, I'm done, we're out, we made it very clear why. Because not one more time am I going to stick with a company. I don't care what company it is, if they're not going to listen and do what's right. Sometimes it's about right and wrong. Sometimes it's about legal and illegal, and sometimes both of those mix. And a company like this will continue down the wrong path because of the greed, because of the ego, and because they think it's theirs. They have this elitist mentality with their field and with others. And then sometimes people just go off the freaking deep end, to be quite honest. If you look at some of these videos lately that Chris Terry's put up with this new fad of the company, he talks about he can talk to people that have died and they'll come back and talk to him. It's totally, totally off the mark from where this company started and where some of those early leaders were building the company. So I wondered why everybody was leaving. And now I think we actually see why everybody was leaving. This FTC case is a few years old. It's nothing new. It's just they finally gathered enough evidence. And some of the outside investigative reporters finally got enough information that the regulators from the state of Nevada to the FTC decided, look, we're going to go ahead and shut this company down. And think about this for a minute. When Nevada decides to come after a company, this is a state that legalized gambling. They took gambling away from organized crime. They will bring down casino owners worth billions of dollars. They're coming after iMarketsLive, IML, IM Academy, or whatever they're called. They won't stop until they have found where every piece of the assets are at, whether they're in Dubai, whether they're in some other country, doesn't matter. They're going to go after them. They're going to find them. They can be in the Arab Emirates. I mean, anywhere. They will get them and they will bring that back and they will see justice served. So stay tuned next week. We will do a detail on this. As soon as this goes live, I'll go ahead and put up the complaint so you guys can read through the complaint. Live well and finish strong. We'll see you the next time.